Doctor, another point that you hit is that athletes, on the average, seem to die earlier than your average couch potato.
Yes, our librarian.
Why is that?
Well, it's just the opposite of what you think, and it's because people really don't understand physical physiology. And that is this. With the exception of the 3 black guys from the 1920s, there's never been a professional athlete lived to be 100. Now, that should begin to give you clues, red flag. Now, these guys are getting paid to train and work out. They're getting the best food, the best trainers, personal physicians, team physicians. I mean, they have it all, right? They're being paid to work out, and they get the best. But yet the average lifespan, when you take all sports, is 62. The new statistics out for Canadian professional football players is 51. Reggie Lewis, who was the captain of the Boston Celtics, died at 28 of a cardiomyopathy heart attack, a simple nutritional deficiency. Let's see here. Walter Payton died at 45 waiting for a liver transplant from a simple mineral deficiency disease, which I treat all the time. We can reverse that disease in a few weeks or a few months with a simple supplement, and he died waiting for a liver transplant. And then we just recently had a 16-year-old boy, Wes Leonard, from a little high school in Michigan. There were 2 teams fighting for the last slot in the playoffs to be the state champions. This just happened a couple of months ago. Yep. And Wes Leonard was 16 years old, and the teams, it was 55-55 at the last buzzer, so they had to do a prophetic term, sudden death, playoff, right? So he catches the tip-off, 3 or 4 dribbles down to the basket, slam dunks it in like 3 seconds after the whistle to start the sudden death. He gets the winning 2 points, 57-55. His teammates are lifting him up because they're so excited, and he drops dead of a cardiomyopathy heart attack. The same thing that Reggie Lewis did, 17 years earlier. And see, the medical system hasn't learned anything because we eliminated that disease in children 25 years ago in China. In China, these cardiomyopathy heart disease that these athletes die from is called Kishan disease. It's one province doesn't have the selenium in the soil there. And these kids, like 13 out of 100, are dying from this heart disease when they're little kids. So my wife and I went there in China. We did 1,200 autopsies on these kids, on kids under the age of 10. And the Chinese government now gives every kid this trace mineral when they come to class. They haven't lost another kid in 25 years, okay? Because the government make sure, under penalty of severe punishment, if the teacher fails to give those kids that pill every day. Here we have these kids. We've known this in the animal industry for 60 years, Scott. For 60 years, we've known the cause, prevention, and cure for this disease. And yet medical doctors say, well, we give them electrocardiograms before each season. We just need more physicals. That'll do it. Well, no, it won't do it because they know nothing about nutrition. They don't realize that when you sweat, you're not sweating out water. You just drink water, you're going to die. Whether you're a roofer in the summertime, and it's 120 degrees up there on the roof, and you're sweating like a pig, or you unloading trucks, or you work in a factory, you're doing physical labor on the road, or you're an athlete. If you're sweating, you're not sweating out water. Sweat is a soup that contains all the nutrients floating around your blood. And if you're replacing that soup with water, what's happening to your nutritional reserves? Replacing the soup with water, your nutritional reserves go down, and when you reach a certain level, below a certain line, you die. There's another 19-year-old girl just died of a copper deficiency. She's 19 years old. Florida State University, died of a ruptured aortic aneurysm, which is caused by only one thing. Well, 2 things. One, you get crushed against a loading dock by a truck, or copper deficiency. We learned about that in Turkey, Scott. In 1947, we eliminated ruptured aortic aneurysms in Turkey in 1947. So she died of something that a turkey wouldn't even die from.
One of my favorites, of course, is thiamine, vitamin B1. Congestive heart failure, the most common cause of heart death in America, is caused by thiamine, vitamin B1 deficiency. It's actually caused by a deficiency of one vitamin. We get people off the heart transplant list all the time by giving them...
It's incredible, and people should just take the challenge and do the Alex Pack. That's the essential fatty acids, the Osteo FX Plus, and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Those 3 things.
Yes, sir.
What else, though? People want to do more. What else should they be doing?
Okay, well, it depends. If they're active, if they're out there doing physical work, throwing bales of hay, carpenters, working in a factory, roofing, are athletes or they're working out, regardless of your age, or sweating, you want to take the Rebound, which is our sports drink, has 100 nutrients in it. Gatorade has 2. 100, 2, which is your choice. If you have somebody you love, you're going to give them a sports drink that has 2 nutrients or 100. According to the Center for Disease Control, Alex, each year in America, 75,000 to 100,000 young people under the age.
Let's talk about it on the other side. We'll be right back. Finishing up with the sports drink situation.
Well, we had 75,000 to 100,000 young athletes under the age of 30 drop dead each year in America. We're talking about people who work in an office and they'll jog over the lunch hour, and they drop dead. We're talking about cardiomyopathy, heart disease, which is a selenium deficiency.
It's the marathon runners.
Exactly. 75,000 to 100,000 each year, according to the Center for Disease Control. And some of them die of ruptured aortic aneurysms, a copper deficiency, cardiomyopathy, heart disease, one of the more common ones. And I've done 1,200 autopsies, 1,200 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that have died of a cardiomyopathy heart attack. Okay? And this is so tragic when all you have to do is give them the Alex Pack appropriate for their body weight, give them a little extra of the Rebound. You're getting all these nutrients, and you'll avoid all that. We'll save 75,000 to 100,000 great kids every year.
Unbelievable. I knew multiple kids playing football that just dropped dead and died in Rockwall.
Yep.
People can look up when I was at Rockwall middle school and then high school, and you can look it up back in the 80s, and there were 2 deaths while I was there, just where they'd been on the football field and dropped dead.
Yep. Well, that's how it happens. Ruptured aneurysm, you're playing, everything's fine. You go up for a rebound, you come down, you're dead. Same way with cardiomyopathy heart attack. Reggie Lewis, 28 years old, he died of a cardiomyopathy heart attack. All they had to do is give him the Alex Pack and 50 cents worth of selenium. He'd still be alive today.
Because the heart's that big, thick muscle that just keeps working and keeps pumping, and it's electrochemical. What happens, Doc, when it doesn't have what it needs?
Well, it just stops. Okay, it's just like, again, that lamp. You pull the plug, doesn't have what it needs. There's not a flow of electrons going through there. Light bulb goes.
Heart runs out of gas, it's over.
That's right. And it's better that you put the oil in the car before the engine burns up. Now,
and as you get older, your heart, your guts get more and more clogged. You're not getting what you need. That heart still boom, 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 24 hours a day.